Pandora's Box. Long, long ago, at the beginning of time, lived gods and goddesses. Zeus, the king of the gods, sat on Mount Olympus and thought that the earth was beautiful, but also that something was missing. He looked closer and decided what was needed on earth were animals and birds and fishes. Zeus called the two titans, Prometheus and Epimetheus, to him and gave them the task of creating all the creatures to live on the earth.
"Here is a bag with some special gift that you can give to your creations," he told them.
Prometheus and Epimetheus were brothers, and, like many brothers, each had his own strengths and weaknesses. Prometheus, whose name means forethought, was by far the cleverer, and, as his name suggests, he could often see into the future. Thus it was that he warned Epimetheus, "I won't always be here, so take great care with any gift that Zeus may give." Although Epimetheus wasn't as clever as his brother, he was good at making things, like a sculptor or a carpenter. He created all the creatures that he could think of and gave them different gifts from Zeus's bag. Some he gave long necks, others he gave stripes and tails, beaks and feathers. When he had made all the creatures, he showed them to Prometheus. "What do you think?" he asked his brother. "They are truly wonderful," said Prometheus. Looking across the earth, Prometheus then had the idea for another kind of creature, one that would be modelled on the gods. He took some clay and added some water and moulded the first man. Then he made him some friends so that man wouldn't be lonely. When he had finished, he showed his creations to Zeus, who breathed life into them. Prometheus and Epimetheus taught man how to look after himself. They stayed on earth and lived with man, teaching him how to hunt, build shelters, and grow food. One day, Prometheus went to Zeus's bag to find a gift for his creations, but the bag was empty. The trunk had been given to the elephant. The long tail had been given to the monkey, the biggest roar to the lion, flight to the birds, and so it went until there were no more gifts. Prometheus, who had grown very fond of his creations, wanted something special to give to man, something that would make his life easier. And as he watched his creation, the idea came to him. Fire. He would give man fire. Now fire belonged to the gods, and the only way that Prometheus could give fire to man was by stealing it. Under the cloak of darkness, Prometheus climbed Mount Olympus and stole a tiny flame and gave it to man. He taught him how to keep the flame alive and all that man could do with fire. It didn't take long for Zeus to see that man had something that didn't belong to him, something that belonged to the gods, and a gift given by a god could not be taken back. Zeus was furious, and with all the rage and wrath of a god, he decided to punish both Prometheus and man. Zeus grabbed Prometheus and chained him to a cliff. The pain was almost unbearable, but that wasn't enough for Zeus. He wanted Prometheus to suffer even more, so Zeus sent an eagle to tear out Prometheus's liver. Every night his liver would heal, and every morning the eagle would return to torment and torture Prometheus even more. This was pain without ending, and thus Prometheus was doomed to suffer forever without hope. Having punished Prometheus, Zeus devised a cunning plan to take his revenge on man, a plan that was worthy of a god. He created a being that looked like a goddess, but was a human. He created woman, and breathed life into her. Zeus called the other gods and goddesses to his side, and asked them each to give woman a gift. Among the many attributes, Aphrodite gave woman beauty, Athena gave her wisdom, Hermes gave her a clever tongue, and Apollo gave her the gift of music. Zeus named her Pandora, and sent her to live on earth. A woman made in heaven with all the gifts of the gods, was impossible to resist, and Epimetheus fell in love with Pandora. On their wedding day, Zeus gave them a beautiful and intriguing box.
"Enjoy the beauty of this gift and guard it well. But remember this box must never be opened."
Poor Pandora! Zeus had woven her fate, for amongst the gifts of the gods was the gift of curiosity. At first, Pandora and Epimetheus were very happy. The world was a rich and peaceful place. There were no wars or illnesses, no sadness or suffering. While Epimetheus was out all day, Pandora used her gift of curiosity wisely. She found new ways to prepare their food and new music to play. She studied the animals and insects around her. Pandora showed man new ways of using fire to cook and work metals. But curiosity is a double-edged sword, and for all the good that Pandora had done, she could not put the locked box out of her mind. Every day she would just go and have a look at it, and every day she remembered Zeus's words.
"This box must never be opened."
After some months had passed, Pandora found herself sitting in front of the box again. "What harm would it do if I just sneaked a look inside?" she asked herself. "After all, what could possibly be in there that is so terrible?" She looked around to make sure that she was alone, and then she took a pin from her hair and carefully picked the lock. As soon as the lock opened, the lid flew back and the box burst open. It is hard to explain in words the terrible things that were stored within that box and the suffering that was unleashed upon the world. When the lid was lifted, out flew hate and greed, pestilence and disease, and all the terrible things that still torment us today. Pandora was so shocked when she saw what she had done that she grabbed the lid and forced it down again with all her strength. Exhausted, she sat on the ground and sobbed. "Let me out! Let me out!" cried a small and gentle voice. Pandora looked up to see where this sweet voice was coming from. "I'm in the box. Please let me out," it pleaded. "Anything that sounds so sweet can't be terrible," thought Pandora, and she went back to the box and slowly lifted the lid. Out flew a small and gentle light with wings as delicate as a butterfly's. "I am hope, and I can help man to face the future. When things are terrible, you will always have hope that they can and will get better." And with these words, Hope flew up into the sky. As Hope journeyed across the earth, it passed Prometheus, chained to the mountain, and touched his heart. It would take a few more 1,000 years before Heracles set him free, but that, as they say, is another story.